Hello, Phil here from Wings of Pegasus and welcome to another analysis video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Tonight, I've been asked to take a look at a live performance by Graham Bonnet, and this happened last year, 2024. I've been asked to look specifically at the vocals and just to see what was going on with this particular vocal performance, because this is going to be initially the official release that we're going to be taking a look at. And as always, the link to the original video and videos that I will be taking a look at tonight can be found in the description below. So yeah, you can head there if you don't want to see any isolated vocals or analysis of what we're listening to. We're going to jump into, to begin with, the official release, and we are then going to be jumping into crowd shot footage from the actual performance. And let's just have a listen to the isolated vocals to begin with.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I got the same old dreams, same time every night. Fall to the ground, then I wake up. So I get out of bed, put on my shoes and in my hand, porch right back to that breakup. These four walls are closing in. Look at the fix you put me in. Since you've been gone, I'm out of my head, can't take it. Could I be wrong? But since you've been gone, you cast a spell, so break it.
So I'm just going to jump in here because listening to the isolated vocal, I know exactly why. I've been asked to take a look at it, especially those chorus of vocals are absolutely, pristine. They sound amazing. I'm just going to take it back because
these four walls are closing in. Look at the fix you put me in.
Because here on this B4, and again, this is the official release video, kind of the live performance video, where this B4 is clearly snapped to the B4. And now here, we just had a quick snap, or at least it sounds like this is trying to be calibrated to the G sharp 4, but yeah, listening to that you think, well, that certainly wasn't there originally. It sounds like it's been moved there. Certainly that vocal has a really weird wobble to it.
Since you've been gone, I'm out of my head, can't take it.
So yeah, we have a lot of calibration going on here. So these vocals are undoubtedly tuned. So now the problem with tuning vocals like this in performances, it means that people, when they hear it, it doesn't sound natural, therefore they assume that the artist was miming or lip syncing live because it just sounds too good to be true. So when I take this back, I tell you what, let's listen to the whole mix of the original performance, and I'm just going to take out isolated vocals. Let's have a listen. So now, when we're listening to this live performance, that sounds almost like a studio-produced track. It is so pristine. And we know from looking at the lines here that we do have calibrated vocals going on, and calibrated vocals from each side. So we have two graphs here because one side, occasionally backing vocals will get picked up, and we're mostly going to be looking at the lead vocal here, but you'll see this kind of calibration going on all the time. And here the C sharp 4, again kind of directly over here, now down here F sharp 4, but just listening to those live vocals, those backing vocals sounded so spot on as well. So I think it's a case of lead vocal post pitch corrected, and the backing vocals post pitch corrected. Are there more vocals there than were happening live? I don't know, potentially. But anyway, what we can do is have a listen to the actual audio from the night to see exactly what was going on. So let's have a listen to the isolated vocal from the actual performance.
I have the same old dreams, same time every night. Fall to the ground and I wake up.
So, now what I think is great is that Graham is still singing fully live. And this is where, I don't know, the whole injustice of it comes to the forefront. We've got somebody who is genuinely singing live, genuinely singing without auto-tune, not lip-syncing or miming, anything like that. At the later stages in his career, still hitting notes that are way up there in the male tenor range. And doing this, yeah, fully live and unaided. But the video that's released from this performance is edited so that people have messaged me, and it's not me thinking that, oh, some people might think that it's not a truly live performance. People do think, because they've emailed me about it. But Graham is absolutely singing live. So for me, it's a real shame that it is so heavily edited that it sounds like it's not genuinely live. But he is actually singing this. But anyway, what I'll do is we'll listen to this again.
I have the same old dreams, same time every night. Fall to the ground and I wake up.
So you can tell that that is absolutely live. And now we'll listen to the official release.
I got the same old dreams, same time every night. Fall to the ground and I wake up.
So now you can hear how that pitch correction has been applied between those two performances. I'm just going to let both of these performances play at the same time so you can hear it's exactly the same performance, and you'll be able to see in the video footage with Graham and his movements that it's exactly the same footage.
Same old dreams, same time every night. Fall to the ground and I wake up.
Yeah, it's perfectly synchronized from the crowd shot footage to the official.
So I get out of bed, put on my shoes and in my hair, porch right back.
And you'll be able to see this C-sharp 4 here, where live we were just kind of between notes. C-sharp 4 here, just really heavily corrected, unfortunately.
That break up. These small walls are closing in. Look at the fix you put me in. Since you've been gone, since you've been gone, I'm out of my head, can't take it.
So now just taking this back to have a listen to the show audio.
These small walls are closing in. Look at the fix you put me in. Since you've been gone, since you've been gone, I'm out of my head, can't take it. Since you've been gone, you guys tell so great. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Since you've been gone.
Just quickly taking that back, because here we've got this, what would have been, this has picked up a harmonic of the G sharp 4 and the just flat of the A sharp 4. So again, we've got these notes that are kind of way up there, and he is singing this fully live. Now, I mean, it gets difficult because it's been so corrected that it just sounds manipulated. Whereas when you listen to the actual live performance, you know this is absolutely live. And as for the backing vocals, I think those have had a lot of work done to them as well, unfortunately.
So when I stand beneath the backstreet lights, I read the words that you sent to me.
Okay, so that was the live vocal, and now the official.
It's you been gone. So when the night I stand beneath the backstreet lights, I read the words that you sent to me.
This last part definitely kind of snapped.
I read the words that you sent to me. I can take the afternoon and night time come around too soon. You don't know what you mean to me.
Absolutely nailed the A sharp 4 there.
Your poison letter, you told me. Goes to show you don't get right down. Since you've been gone, I'm out of my
I mean, it's great. I mean, he's taking no prisoners with this vocal. We will go back to the official release.
Don't let me wrong, but since you've been gone, you cast this spell, so break it. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I wonder if it sounded like on the actual performance, Graham was asking maybe for more in his in-ear monitors.
But since you've been gone, you cast this spell, so break it. Whoa.
Yeah, that more. I wonder if that's a signal to say that he can't hear his voice very clearly. Now, let's go back to the official.
Cast this spell, so break it.
And I think they've actually taken that out. I've just jumped over to YouTube to see the official video to pick out this bit where he says more. And that was it. So, and he might have made a movement there with his arm to maybe get more volume in his in-ear monitors. But he said it live, but it was taken out of the official audio. And you can see him say it, but it be removed. Just there. Let's take it back a bit more. Yeah, exactly the same. So, full disclosure, I just got the official video up on YouTube, and I wasn't planning to do that, just to have a quick listen. And then the guitar came in, so I listened to that. And then I thought, I wonder if the guitar's the same as the crowd shot footage. So we'll just have a listen to the official release. And I'm just going to take that back because what you'll hear is with that guitar, nice bend, and it almost sounds like an even whammy bar that's being applied to that. Pitch is maintained. And then the vocal comes in. So now listen to On the Night. So now we've got a bend that's a little bit flat with a fast vibrato that's happening on the neck, not with the whammy bar. And we had a lot of picks there on the guitar in the background. Let's have a listen. So again, yeah, lots of picks there. I'm going to play them both at the same time. Yes, I think those picks are happening on that other guitar track as well. But I don't have an explanation as to why one guitar during the live performance was a bend and a fast vibrato on the fret and was a little bit flat, and then why on the official release it's now a bend that is maintained with an even what sounds like whammy bar being applied in order to get that vibrato. I mean, the only explanation for that is maybe an overdub that's happened, and that is something that happens commonly with live performance videos and has done for decades, and even kind of 70s, 80s, 90s, where bands would overdub the sound and then release the live performance. The problem here is that with the vocal, previously, in those previous decades, they didn't have Melodyne and they didn't have auto-tune, and they weren't editing the voice. Even if they were re-recording the vocal and overdubbing it, it wasn't going to sound mechanical because it was genuinely that person's voice. But the problem that we've got here is because the vocal is now conforming to A440 and it's being calibrated to that, it makes it sound artificial. and not human. So this is why people naturally assume that, oh, it must have been a backing track vocal that he's not really singing. But he was actually singing, and we can see in this performance, it was a genuinely live performance with live lead vocals and backing vocals and lead guitar, live lead guitar. But then for the official release, some things have been overdubbed, and if things with the guitar have been changed and the vocal has been heavily corrected, then you got to say, well, what else has been added? I think probably some backing vocals have been put in there on the official release as well to thicken up that sound and to really get it to sound like a studio release rather than a live performance. So yeah, it is fully understandable why I've been asked to take a look at this because of the difference between these two. So when you're listening to that, that could absolutely be an album track. And now the actual live version. So yeah, and then it's an absolutely live vocal. But anyway, this is a bit of a difficult video because Graham has an amazing voice still performing this fully live, where a lot of other artists and bands aren't doing it fully live. It's just a shame that everything is so post-edited now and even overdubbed that people aren't sure what they're watching anymore. Anybody attending this show would know that it was a totally live performance, but then everyone watching it on YouTube would assume that it wasn't live because of the sound and the way things have been changed. I think with the changing of the guitar, for example, once you start getting into that kind of detail, I think that's what makes it sound a bit too polished. Obviously, the vocal's always going to sound weird because of the calibration to A440. When you're so worried about, oh, it was a little bit flat with a faster vibrato, I'd say, yeah, but that's what live is. That's why it's live, and that's why it sounds like that, because that happens. And that's just that unique version of the song that was performed on that night. So by now eradicating that, you think, well, yeah, nobody's ever going to hear that honest performance, and the only way you get to see it was with crowd shot footage, because yeah, it seems like a record label, whenever they're listening to any live performance of one of their bands or artists, they think, is that good enough? Is it a strong enough reflection of us as a label, or of the recorded studio track? And they say, oh no, we've got to now really tune the vocal and start overdubbing guitars because we didn't think it was quite as good as it should have been. And I think this was at Whiskey A Go Go. So it's one of those venues that you think it'd be great just to hear it as it was at the venue, but just mix it, mix it differently. And if they really want to apply pitch correction, then they can do, but not to the point of getting it to sound so weird as it does now, where people message me saying, what was going on? Is Graham now miming? Is he lip syncing? He absolutely isn't doing that. But anyway, thank you guys for requesting this particular video for me to take a look at tonight. As always, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Keep those requests coming to requests@wingsofpegasus.com. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys at the next one. Rock!